Hi, I'm Mark Anthony, and today in this video I wanted to just explain to you about how we can explain situations that take place in our lives. So I believe that we truly create our reality, and it's very difficult to understand that sometimes when you look at, some of the negative situations that are happening around the world, but more close to home, like things that are happening in our own lives. How is it that a negative situation can be a positive experience? There's many things that we've gone through in our lives that we wouldn't wish on our worst enemies, yet all of a sudden we're meant to look at that situation and think, well, that was a gift. It can be very difficult to comprehend how those sorts of situations can happen in our lives, and those sorts of things can actually be a gift. But it's really important to understand that regardless of how negative that situation may be, there's always something in it. There's always some sort of gift, and we come to this physical plane so that we can evolve. We come here so that we can have the spiritual growth, that we can, one day get to the point where we're actually enlightened. And that is really the goal of, all spiritual teachings. And so when we come on this physical earth, we come here with a list of virtues that we're choosing to learn, and those virtues we choose to learn before we came here. And there is an easy way to learn those virtues, and there's a difficult way to learn those virtues. And what I've found in my own life is that when you don't learn those lessons the easy way, the lessons continue to get harder so that you can actually learn them. And a prime example of that is 17 years ago, I went to see a chiropractor an unethical chiropractor who actually broke 2 ribs and a vertebrae with an over-aggressive manipulation. And, to try and take the goodness out of that experience was, didn't really make a lot of sense. But once I had my healing, and once I went through and actually changed a lot in myself, I was actually able to see the positives of that situation. So let me give you an example, or let me go into detail with that to give clarity. A few years earlier, I actually broke my finger, and I broke my finger in 3 places. So it was a very bad break, and I was actually out of action for about 3 months. But the thing was, as soon as I got better, I went back to doing the same old things that I was doing before it. So really, the universe gave me an easy way to learn my lesson, but I chose not to learn it. I chose to go through that experience, see myself as a victim, and then just continue on the path that I was already on, which was the path that was actually creating all the stress and negativity in my life. And that's where the universe came in and needed to teach me in a much more harsh way so that I would actually take that lesson. And so there was an easy way to learn it, but because I chose not to learn that lesson in that easy way, or that virtue in that easy way, the universe made it harder for me. And that's what happens for us all in our lives. And so we all have these experiences where we feel victimized by them, where we feel like, why do all these things always happen to me? Why am I continually the one going through these negative experiences? And that's because there is a lesson inside those experiences that we need to learn. Until we learn those lessons, until we learn those virtues, it keeps repeating. And that's where things can get really traumatic and get really difficult, because we're not allowing ourselves to learn from those lessons. One of my favorite books gives a brilliant example of how this works, and that is The Little Soul and the Sun by Neil Donald Walsh. It's a children's book. So you've got this soul that's really excited that it's coming back down to earth to learn forgiveness. And it's telling these other souls, and one other soul says, if you like, I'm happy to come back and help you learn forgiveness. And the first little soul says, really, you would actually do that for me? And the second soul says, yes, on one condition though. When I do to you what I need to do in order for you to learn forgiveness, you remember who I really am. And I believe that is really profound, and that really helps us to explain a lot of the situations that we've experienced in our lives. It helps us to understand why we've attracted certain people into our lives. And those people are a gift, but unless you open up that experience and look into it and find what the gift is, then you're constantly traumatized by it. And it's really important that we're taking ownership and realizing that, okay, well, this has happened for a reason. Let me identify what the gift in it is, and that way I can move forward. And you know, this is not something that's new to you. We've all had these experiences in our lives where we think it's the worst thing ever, and we get through it. And then all of a sudden we look back and we start to think, wow, like that was actually a real gift in my life. And that's what's really important. So rather than having to go through these negative, prolonged periods, if you recognize that these negative situations are happening in your life and you allow yourself to get into them straight away, then you'll heal yourself very quickly and you'll be able to take the gift and you won't need to be going through those negative experiences. So it's really important that you're able to recognize that you're not a victim to life. Life is a gift. When you allow yourself to recognize what it is in you that is creating that experience or creating that aspect of your life, then you're able to move beyond it. And it's really important that we're able to do that. So the key is knowing that you are amazing, that everything is possible for you, and that you have come here to learn incredible things so that not only you can grow, but you can actually make a positive difference in other people's lives. So allow yourself to see that, allow yourself to know that you're amazing and that life is a gift, and look into the experiences that take place in your life. Find the gift inside them. You can look at it as the glass is half full or the glass is half empty. It's a choice either way. But regardless, you're going to get through that situation. So look at the positives from the start. Look at the positives at the beginning, and it doesn't have to be a prolonged negative experience. You can allow yourself to move beyond it very quickly. So I look forward to sharing more of these videos with all of you guys. Looking forward to sharing more insights into different topics and subjects. So if you like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I look forward to seeing you all very soon. Thank you.